So we finish early. So perfect. We are live. Let me see how's YouTube going.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live today. I know we had a podcast yesterday, but there are some rumors we want to go over with you. I think it's fun for all of us to go over this. I know this Mercato madness and try to make sense out of it.
Yeah, man, that's going on. Some stuff are happening for AC Milan, and we thought it's important to do a quick live and see what we think about it. Let's see what people think about it.
Yeah, we would love to see your feedback about videos like this. So that would be nice, guys. So Lair, let's do this like a Q&A and try to see what are our opinions standing on these players and the situation so far. Okay.
First of all, we have a comment here. Alan GRG, which says that is James Rodriguez is good if he's fit. So
that's the thing. Like many reports now, they suggest that Rodriguez is probably a sure deal for Milan, and it's coming from both Italy and England. So I don't think that's just media talking. I think that's feasible for sure. The price so far, I think it's between 10 or 18. It's not sure so far. Like they don't tell exactly the price agreed, but for that amount, I would say I'm happy with it. Like we're getting a player for 10 million or 15 at most, and I've seen him do great things. I've seen him when pressure is on, he can actually deliver. There are some few weaknesses, but he can work on that for sure. Italy will help him also progress. That's the great thing about Calcio, is that it pushes player to find something different in their playstyle.
So let's clarify, it's not done, the deal. We are doing this video to give our opinion, to think if it's a great idea or okay, whatever we think about the player, and money wise and all these things. I think a lot of people they know the value of the player. I think the value of the player is sure. The concern is about, is he fit? He gets a lot of injury during the season, and I think he's still in that age that even if he gets some injury, he still can recover decently, and he still can perform 70% of the season, which is let's say 35 games a year, which is not bad for the quality he has. And if he knows his body and pay attention on some injuries and stuff with recovery and thing, I think he can give a lot to the team. He's definitely an upgrade to Hakan Çalhanoğlu. He's a top class. He knows how to play for a big team. He knows how to play in big games. He's done it for Bayern Munich. He's done it for Real Madrid. And I don't know.
Yeah. Even with the national team, when pressure was on, he actually delivered during that World Cup. Exactly. I saw with Monaco as well. He was really good. They actually won the French league with them. So plays half a season. I'm not sure about that, Yenso, because in Madrid he didn't have that chance to play the full season. Many options were available to Zidane, and he had to make a choice. The competition is very, very rough at that time when he was in Madrid. Now in Milan, you have Brahim Diaz, and that's about it, covering that position for now. Maybe Maldini, but Maldini is not realistic to start. So I think if he's coming to Milan, he knows he's going to play. I'm not sure how many games he played with Everton.
A lot of people are saying that he played just half season, but I think it feels like this. But I think it missed, I think, 10 or 12 games for sure.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he played half season, and depends why he missed those games and what type of injuries there are. One thing I can tell you for sure, in the meantime, you're looking for how many games he played last season, that Serie A is different, of course, and the rhythm is different. It's a different type of football. So depends. You can get a season and you never get injured, like Kessie did this season. He basically played the whole season. and young players like Leao or Diaz get injured as well. So depends on him. I don't think is that the issue. Talking about the salary, he's earning 6 million. People are saying so he's gonna earn more than Kessie. Some people, that is a concern. I believe that all this deal is done by Ancelotti. I think he's not happy to stay at Everton and Liverpool as a city. Probably it
Mm.
doesn't. I don't think he fall in love with the Premier League football. So, and Ancelotti is kind of telling him AC Milan is a great environment for you. They're looking for someone like you. And it's not the first time that he's making a decision for football wise more than money wise. Because 6 million is not impossible for AC Milan. I think he can accept the deal even if he earns 5 million, for example, net. I don't think he's that type of guy that is gonna. He
Well,
wants to play football and he wants to have at least the next 4 years be a leader in a team.
but also we have like some kind of leverage over the player now because we're playing Champions League. He's not. He has not been called for the Copa America, and he might be missing the World Cup if he does not play Champions League. So
Yeah,
for him to worry about salary now is the wrong choice. For him is to worry now about playing, having minutes, and showing his skill. So I agree with the fact that he gets injured for sure, but that's part of the game. I mean, even Hakan was injured half of the season last year. So um, yes, I think it's definitely an upgrade to Hakan. Though my only take is that I want maybe another player, probably not fully committed to that position, but a player who can rotate between a winger and a cam, just to create some sort of competition in the locker room.
yeah. That we're talking about this offline. That the fact that he's a player for big games.
Well,
And Brahim can play a bit more, so that is important even for Brahim Diaz. He can
yeah,
actually grow as a player because if you put a really good player in that position, he's not gonna find space and he's not gonna going to play. But with a player like James Rodriguez, first of all, he can learn a lot from him because he's a professional player. He's like a proper professional player. He's never brought problem to the team or to the managers. He's always been useful for the tactics. So he can learn a lot from James Rodriguez. And there is another thing that I was thinking: if AC Milan managed to get the deal done with around 10, 15 million, that means that we are saving money. And though the money we're saving, it can help us to close the contract with Kessie, Calabria, and all these players that are actually waiting for it. Because if AC Milan says, okay, I solved the number 10 problem with just 12 million, 15 million, now I can give the money to Kessie and Calabria. That helps a lot. And going back to we need another player, Ziyech can be an option, no?
yeah. For me, Ziyech would be a perfect signing as well, and the loan with an option to buy would be definitely the best deal we can do, like the one we did with Tomori, and probably even offer the same amount of money. And I think that would be a great signing as well. Ziyech, that for the fact, can play both Castillejo and Hakan position. So you're not only buying a cam, but you're also getting a player who can fit in different roles and do different things in the team. And we need that quality because Champions League is different, guys. I mean, Champions League, the level is so high. You saw what Inter being the best team last year in Italy, and they struggled with Mönchengladbach and Shakhtar because they have quality players. Don't take them so easily, these teams. Every team that qualified for the Champions League has some potential and can actually challenge you for any game. So if you're looking to make it past the group stage, yes, James, best option, is very cheap. You can afford him even with lowering the salary, and I think he would agree to that move. I think Maldini even tried to get him when he first got the job, and but things didn't go through. He went to Bayern, but still, now we're playing Champions League. Milan is in a different position, and I think that players are also welcoming moves like this, especially players like James.
No, I think hopefully it's gonna happen as a deal because AC Milan has been associated to a lot of deals recently, and it looks like we're not right there. But James is a great option. I think he's going to be an important player for Serie A. A lot of people are asking, even on other lives, about Pessina, if it's worth it for Cam or. Well, I believe that AC Milan is not gonna get Pessina for a reason that Atalanta is not gonna let him go. He's gonna be one of not the starter, but together with Malinowski, they're gonna be their options for oh my god, how it's called, the manager, Gasperini. So I don't think it's coming to AC Milan. Is it worth it? But it doesn't bring the same quality James can bring, or Brahim Diaz as well. He's more like a box-to-box midfielder, which he can play in that position, but it's not going to help you to unlock deep defenses. Like Cagliari, for example, the game of Cagliari. A player like James James, he can help you a lot in a game like this because he can always find a solution in those
He
tight.
can shoot. He has great vision going forward with the passes. He can unlock the situation. And I think for Ibrahimovic or any other striker who's going to be playing next to him, they're going to get more assists compared to Hakim. That's my belief, guys. And going back to Pessina, I'd rather get James because we're spending the same amount of money. Pessina is going to be worth now 15 or 18 or even more because of the Euros. So I'd rather invest that money into James, and I know what I'm getting, rather than Pessina. And I have this thing about Atalanta players; they actually fit into a system. So you don't know if you take them out from that system if they're gonna fit that perfectly in a different team, having much more responsibility, much more kilometers to run. It's a whole different thing. So yes, players in Atalanta, they play well because they have, you throw any player in that system from that 23 player list and they can do the same amount of efforts. And you don't even see the injuries in Atalanta, but they do have them. But only because they have this very strong system, like a Barca kind of thing. When you have people coming from the youth sector, they can right away enter the field and play that system. That's very similar to Atalanta now or Ajax. Some teams do have that, and I don't think that Milan has that. I think Milan now, there is responsibilities, there is big shoes to fill, and we need big players to fill those shoes.
No, definitely, it's dangerous to buy players. You know what are the players you can buy from Atalanta? I think the defenders are. You can put them in another game or another.
You know, the right back for Denmark, Maile, he plays for Atalanta. I think he's doing amazingly good in the Euros. I've seen him play so far, and I think with him, Spinazzola, and maybe Meunier have been the best right back, left backs in this Euro. And him, what I saw from him is a different kind of maturity. That kind of player, I think he can fit in a different team because he understands football the right way, and you can see the pressure is not getting to him. So for me, that will be a perfect signing for Milan if we can get him.
And going back to Ziyech is going to be a loan. If the player wants to come to AC Milan, and Chelsea is willing to give him the opportunity to go to AC Milan, a Ziyech deal is basically almost done. Probably we're waiting just to get rid of Casti, because you cannot keep Casti and Ziyech and Selemaker in the same squad. So you have to get rid of a body. Sounds really bad like this.
But it is good. That's football.
So if we get rid of Casti and Ziyech wants to come and play for AC Milan, I believe the deal is done. I believe Chelsea is gonna say, okay, the player is not happy with us. It's a cost for us. So let's give him an opportunity to go on loan for AC Milan, and let's talk about the deal after a year, a 20 million deal probably after 1 year, so we can get some money back from Ziyech.
Yeah,
I think it's going to happen if the three party are agreeing The money Ziyech is asking is not crazy. He's earning 4 million net, so he can go with 5. He's an option, as you say, as a right wing, as a number 10, if you really need him, or even as a left wing. Why not? Just he's not gonna go for the shooting. Maybe he's gonna go for the cross. He's gonna play a different game, but he can play on the left wing as well, and he can give you the opportunity to change the formation. So play a 4-3-3 as well, with or the classic how you call it, Christmas tree Ancelotti had. So James and Ziyech together, and the striker, or Ziyech and Diaz. I mean, it's even rhyming now. It's getting.
The good part is that the coach will have many options rather
Yes.
than now he has only Krunic, and that's the only thing he can throw in on the pitch. But now, if he has Diaz or Ziyech on the bench, it's a different game. Even if you're losing, you can still make it up and go win it.
Yeah.
And we saw that last season. We missed on the bench. I think Inter definitely won because they had a stronger bench. Whenever they were lacking, they will throw in Ericsson or Sanchez, and that will get the job done. So for me, I think it's definitely a great move. I saw here a comment as well about Sabitzer. There have been some rumors about the guy, but I don't see him coming to Milan. I don't know, guys. Like these players always end up going to Dortmund or EPL. For me, he's actually an EPL player. He's quite physical, very technical as well, but he plays on his physicality. Try to run a little bit forward and make up for the pass or shoot the ball outside the box. So James, I think, is slow paced kind of game. So that's why I see him coming to Milan, and you can actually use him for counter attack as well. So
Yeah.
that's what I like about the guy. And yeah, I mean, some comments also mentioned Dumfries.
Yeah, I see some.
Dumfries,
I saw him is a great right wing. Defensively, I think he has to learn a lot. But on a system of 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, is a perfect player.
yeah.
He's not the level of Hakimi.
Yes.
Is not the level of Spinazzola, in my opinion. Yeah, he's quite physical. He runs a lot, and he's powerful, and he's always there attacking. But it doesn't have the brain, I think, of Hakimi and Spinazzola. So being ready and finding a solution in the attacking position.
I think he can grow a lot. Like he's still very young, so
Yeah.
at that age, if you're performing that well in the Euros and you're becoming like a key player from the Netherlands, probably one of the best in this Euro. So for me, that shows up. Also, that Moncada actually referred this guy 2 years ago to Maldini, and Milan did not go to buy him. But still, we don't know how the player would have evolved if he only stayed in Milan or if he didn't stay in his club in the Netherlands. Like things like this, maybe he got to this level only because he stayed in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Maybe he got to Italy at that age, pressure would have gone to him, and we would not have seen Dumfries at this level. So, yeah, guys, if I think so far we don't really need Dumfries because that's not the position we're trying to fill. We don't lack that much in that position, but I think if we can get him on a great deal, we should go for it for sure.
People are asking if I saw any young talent that actually grabbed my attention. You first. You can go first. I'm thinking a bit because I'm quite picky, to be fair.
I like Miley from Denmark, as I said. I also refer to Spinazzola, great talent, but I think they're going to be expensive. I love Isaac from Sweden, Milan from Holland, and for me, the best player that I saw in Portugal was Renato Sanchez. And I'm thinking we need a midfielder. Elliot has hands on Lille, and we can actually make that transfer happen. And I think he will be amazing for either starting or even rotating, whatever. If he has the level better than Kessié or Ben Nasser, then he should definitely, for me, start. If you can upgrade your level to that next peak. And the way I say this is because I saw him against Pogba and Kante, and they could not handle the guy. And I saw him as well against Milan. Casey could not handle him in San Siro. So for me, that's a confirmation of the level of the player. I'm looking mainly at the position that we're trying to fill. So I'm looking mainly at strikers, wingers, and midfielders. So for me, as a midfielder, I'd go for Renato Sanchez. As a young striker, I would go for Isaac from Sweden.
Yeah, we have a comment here.
Yeah, I mean, he's not too. I don't think he might be that expensive. He plays in Sociedad. So Spanish teams, they ask for money, but they never ask for like 50, 60 millions. They always ask for 20, 25. And maybe as a winger, that's the thing. I didn't see really good, like young, talented winger. I saw Berardi, but he's not young. And so on that one, I don't know, guys. Like I can't recall anyone doing that great. On maybe the only winger that I saw performing on every game was Yarmolenko from Ukraine, and he's old. He's so old too. So what about you, Lair?
To be fair,
I mean, Forsberg was excellent as well, and we actually chose Hakan over Forsberg, if you recall that. So just so you know, we made that decision to buy Hakan. It was either gonna be Forsberg or Hakan.
Yeah, Damsgaard is an insane talent, but we knew him from the Serie A. Actually, we knew him when he played against AC Milan.
Yeah.
He did a great game, and everyone was saying, "What the fuck? Who is this kid?" So it wasn't a surprise. I would say, to be honest, I didn't find any insane talent. Someone that you think like, oh, this guy's gonna break it. He's gonna be like insane. Gonna be a leader. I agree with Renato Sanchez, but he already was on the eye of a lot of people in the previous international competition when he won. I think was the year that Bayern Munich bought him. He did a great European or
he even won the golden boy award. I think. I'm not sure about that, but I think he was at least one of the 3 nominees for that one.
Yeah. So a lot of names you guys mentioned they are quite interesting. I'm thinking, to be fair, still not the Dutch guy who plays as a second striker.
Milan?
Yeah, I think he's gonna be an insane player in my opinion. I think Borussia Dortmund is going to buy him for 30 million. Now they sealed the deal with Sancho to Man United. He's gonna be the replacement of Sancho, and I think he's better than Sancho in my opinion.
You know, even Dortmund, they already have replacements for Sancho. They already have Reina. They have the British guy who just started last season. I mean, it's fully packed of young talents in Dortmund. And but the only problem with Dortmund is that they ask for big money because they know they have quality young players.
Yeah, they have quality player. And their supporters, their stadium is insane, man. You think twice before you leave Dortmund, and you have to go for a big team, never for a similar level of team. So at the moment we are at that level, probably a bit lower than Dortmund in terms of name for talent players. So, and there is this thing, agents or experts in football, they always talk with young players and say, listen, Italy is a tough place to grow as a talent. So go for Borussia Dortmund. No one is gonna give you pressure. You can still perform and grow as a talent. So that's a problem. You see, when a talent comes from Portugal, we kill them basically with a lot of expectation. So it's not easy. But that guy, the Dutch guy, he's gonna be a great player because in our system he can play as a left wing, as a right wing, as a number 10, so basically a second striker, or even as a first striker. Of course, you cannot cross balls to him.
Last summer, I believe, Laird.
Yeah?
He was linked to Milan last summer. I remember.
He was linked to AC Milan
and PSV, and that they had a deal including Ricardo Rodriguez at some point, but it didn't go through. I'm not sure totally about this one, but I remember that were rumors about Milan, but the problem now is that after the Euros, clubs will be reevaluating the market value of their players. If they do great, be sure they're going to be asking for more. because they know that clubs are coming. And that's the thing. Like what I liked about like the Mignon move is that Maldini did not wait. I'm not gonna wait until his value comes up to 25, 30 because so many clubs are bidding on him. No, I'm gonna get him right away, offer this cheap salary, and we get him and we finish this deal. I'm just hoping we can do that with potentially youngsters that can join the team.
I just want to say something about this comment. In Italy, they say, less you spend, the more you spend. So that means that if you buy something cheap, you have to replace it with something more expensive. So you basically spend it even more than what you were supposed. So I think, and that was basically what I was trying to say about Berardi. Yeah, he's expensive, but probably he can solve you a lot of problems. And at the end, you don't care about the 40 million you're spending. Malen, I think, is that type of player that you're going to pay him a lot, 30, 35 million, but he's going to solve you a lot of problems.
So, Lair, I want to go over this because, yes, we're trying to get players, but there are so many rumors about players leaving.
Yeah.
So today we had Andrea Conti linked to Sampdoria and Genoa, Caldara linked to Genoa, who else? Hauge linked to Wolfsburg, Leao, maybe if a good offer arrives at 30 million, might be sold. So, what do you think about this? Do you think it's a good decision to actually let go of like Hauge or Leao or any of these players?
I really trust Pioli and Maldini and all the stuff. So I think if they see on Hauge a talent that is not going to perform at Milanello, at the AC Milan environment, it's better to get those 15 millions, maybe 20. Let's try to sell it in a way that even if he goes and he becomes a great player, we don't regret it because 15, 20 million is a good deal. We bought him for 4 million, if I'm not wrong, or 6, whatever. And we're getting 15 or 20. I think it's a good deal for us because we are not using him a lot. Anyway.
I think the right choice in this is to include a buyback option or a sell option. If Wolfsburg ends up selling him at a higher price, you get a percentage out of that. And you're not like letting him go for free. And we did that with Andre Silva. I think now he's going to Leipzig, and we might get like 6 million out of that deal. So, cheers, Amir. I'm not sure if he's talking about me or you there.
I think they're all cool, man. So yeah, for everyone. And if he's not talking for my poster, I'm gonna get offended anyway. Because, some people are asking if Malen is a Raiola client.
I think Raiola is his client.
Oh my God. I don't know if it's this client.
Raiola, he gets some of the best talents.
I mean, to be fair, Raiola he comes from that region. He basically started his business in Netherlands and North Europe because he's an Italian immigrant in Netherlands. So his famous story that he had a pizzeria. He was working for the pizzeria of his family, and he sold it for €1 million, something like that, because he created a franchise. I think like 5 or 6 pizzerias, something like that. And he started to become an agent. So there is something we need to realize about Raiola. I think AC Milan and Raiola are in a good relationship. I really believe that. Because at the end, Raiola got whatever he wanted. And no AC Milan management team said anything wrong about Raiola.
Yeah.
It's
also,
the
thing is, like, if Raiola had something to say, he would have said it. He said a lot of things about Mirabelli. He said a lot of things about Fastoni. But he said nothing about Maldini and the management from Milan. Because he knows that they had a standoff. Milan was offering this. The player did not want it. It's not even the agent now. It's the player himself.
Yeah.
So we can try to blame Raiola and call him a pig, but he makes bucks for his clients. He makes bucks for himself and his family. And that's his best interest and the best interest of his players. Though, I think he might have some bad influence over the long term, like because feeding these players some ideas, even if they don't believe it or if they have their own opinions. But if he tells you, oh, you know what? I got Ibra to go to Milan, and this is the salary I had. This is how much we did, and we did this for Pogba. We did this for this guy. We did this for that guy. You as a player, even if you're not interested in that type of money, if you hear that every day coming from your agent, then one day you might be triggered by that money. And people do have flaws. So don't take it against Gigio. He left. He gave us 5 years. We didn't win anything. We won a Super Copa, and thanks to him, he saved the penalty.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could have made more money out of that, but still, Milan is bigger than this. And as you said, Laird, I don't think it's not in our favor or interest to have problems with Raiola, because in the end, the next big talent is going to be managed by him.
Yeah, there is a lot of talent that's going to be managed by him. And so if we sell Leao and Auge and we manage to get 45 million with these two players, you can actually go for a big name. You can actually go for a guy that actually can guarantee you 20 goals in Serie A, let's say Vlahovic, or you can actually go for Milan for 35 million, which is not Leao because he goes and he plays football. He's focused and he's going to give you something. So I don't think it's a bad deal. I hope Leao is going to become the next Mbappe and I'll get the next Odegaard, whatever they're going to want to be. They are not working 100% with AC Milan. So, but I don't want them to sell these players to get something that is probably like the next Leao, like a promise. I don't want to promise. If you sell promise, a young player that can be someone, you go for a big name.
That's the same idea I have there. Like for me, we already have Rebic as a squad or big game player there, as we mentioned yesterday. So Rebic can do rotation and play as a starter. And you already have Leao and Hauge and actually Brahim Diaz or Maldini who can also play in that left wing. So in terms of rotation, I think it's a little bit covered. So if you're doing a purchase, I would agree on the fact that it's either we sell Leao and we go for a much higher upgrade, or if we're just getting a player that we wait for again and hope to see him develop into the next whoever, I'd rather keep Leao. And even Leao with this level, he's good for Milan. Like he's not good enough because of what we can see him actually do, but even with this level, he gets goals, he gets assists.
Yes.
So, will I be taking the risk to bid or risk it over a new player, new expectations, and we're already in UCL? No. If we're already there, I want something more realistic. I want quality. I want big game players. I want him to play shit during Spezia game. But when it comes to playing Real Madrid on a Wednesday, he will show big time.
When you play against Juventus, against Inter, you see it. There is the attitude is different. Yeah, we need that. If you sell Auge, for example, there's this comment to get Damsgaard, which is a great talent. I think he's playing insanely well. You sell Leao and Auge, you get Damsgaard. And Damsgaard starts to suffer the pressure of AC Milan, starts to not perform the way you perform. You haven't done anything, basically.
Tonali, like we just have a concrete example of a player with so many expectations, a new Pirlo, whatever, everyone waiting for him, the next talent for the Italian team. That's too much for him to fill. He's still too young. Like I'm putting myself in his shoes. I cannot handle that pressure on an everyday. Unless I am Messi or Cristiano, or those players, we have them once in a generation. We don't have them every year. So
no, it's true.
So that to handle that kind of pressure for 20 years or 25 years, those players are counted by the numbers. You have Maldini, Zanetti. You don't really go beyond these guys. Even Ronaldinho, he didn't play 15 years. Like he played top quality game for 5 or not even 5
years. Ronaldinho played from the age of 20 until the age of 28.
But even before that 20, he was not so serious. He was playing in PSG, and he had the skill to go beyond PSG and go play for a big team. But you can see he was not training well, and it's not coming just to that. It comes to the discipline and how you take pressure. Every human has a way of handling the pressure.
What do you think about Coutinho? Talking about players that actually performed.
So Coutinho, if Barca is trying to get rid of him, I would welcome him. If Barca is trying to make profit out of him, no. We will have so many players doing the same thing on the team. I don't want to have Brahim Diaz, Coutinho, James, and they all almost do the same role. I want to offer the coach more options to run forward, to counterattack, to cross maybe. So it's either we go for Coutinho or James for me.
Yeah, and Coutinho has a different type of salary from James. So Coutinho, we are talking about, he's in a golden cage, basically, Coutinho. Because no team wants to get him for the salary. I think he gets 15 million net.
Yeah.
And definitely you cannot go from 15 million to 7 million. No way. There is no human being who's going to do that.
I mean, it comes down to the player. Like some players, like Kaká did that, but Kaká was not getting time in Real Madrid. He wanted to play again, so he cut down his salary by half.
But he ran now the contract. He finished his contract. Coutinho, his contract is still there. He's like, it's
so
finished.
if you're getting him, you're gonna get him on a loan, and you have to pay him the salary agreed with Barcelona.
Exactly. So basically, if we get him, we're gonna get him on loan. And as you say, probably 50% of the salary is going to still get paid by Barcelona, which basically is crazy. And that is a deal that's going to happen the last week of August.
It depends. Like those type of deals like Coutinho, or if we don't like, I think Coutinho is the second option because it's more challenging financially speaking. So Milan will also try to, now if you see they don't look only at the football or the quality of the player, but they also try to always balance the finances. So yes, we should always be realistic thinking about these players. I think Coutinho can be realistic if it comes down to the player, but if it comes down to the club trying to make profit.
Some people saying 20 million salary. Joga Benito is saying 20 million salary.
Oh, but thing is, like, he has 20 million in Barcelona, but no team will be offering.
No one. He's never gonna sign another contract. And there is Bale, but I think Ancelotti is gonna find a way to play Bale at Real Madrid.
I think Ancelotti is keeping Bale. Ancelotti rely on players like Bale. He loves these kind of players. He will always play them on big games, and he knows how to get them on their level and to get them confident in their game.
And he gives time to this type of player. If they don't feel like coming back after an injury, he's always waiting for them.
He's not the best tactician or the best strategist, but he's the best manager. Like, he manages people the right way. If you give him a locker room only of big egos, he will know how to handle it.
Yeah, true.
So how Mourinho was handling the situation in Real Madrid in the locker room, with Cristiano, Kaká, Ramos, Casillas, everyone with his ego, and fighting each other, actually. While then you have Ancelotti, and now the whole team is coming together. And the same thing happened in Milan. Like, we had so many big egos, but in the end, he managed to create a team out of that. So that's very hard to achieve as well. Not many coaches can do that.
Is really hard.
I mean, Messi for free. I mean, it depends on Elliot. If Elliot now wants to make big money on Milan and try to resell it at a higher value, and they should get Messi at whatever salary.
Yeah, I agree with you. If really you want to put the AC Milan on the map of the big clubs and say, you know what, the club value now is 400 million.
Yeah.
If you put Messi, you sign Messi for 3 years, the club value goes 700 million.
Yeah. I mean, just the number of kits that will be sold with the Messi shirt is going to be unbelievable.
That is going to support AC Milan because Messi plays there. And
I mean, people now are following Milan back only because Ibra walked back into the team. But before Ibra, everyone was saying now Milan is a mid-team table kind of club. They don't have any stars there, and so on. But if you have Messi, media is looking at you, a lot of things. Barca Madrid salaries are unrealistic, yes, for sure, but we are in COVID, guys. Players have to be realistic as well. Like even Barca and Madrid cannot afford these salaries anymore. They had to cut down so many wages, and even Barca last season they even had to take the bus rather than take the plane just to cut down the fees. So when it comes down to these clubs, they cannot continue doing this. Only PSG and Man City can. Beside these two, maybe Chelsea they can because their owner have a lot of money and he has oil and gas companies in Russia. So yeah, he can afford that. But when it comes to Barca and Madrid, they're not owned by these big billionaires.
Yeah,
Are owned by fans, and their presidents are only elected. Like Perez, he does not even have a salary in Madrid. So these clubs cannot, like, they try to compete against PSG and City, but I think now they have to be more realistic about their spending.
Some people are saying I would rather get Messi for 35 million a year, which is 70 million euro. Or even if we do that,
I mean, just get him for 2 years. I don't mind. Just 2 years. That's enough. You can actually win the Campeonato with him in 2 years in the club.
I think you need a 3-year deal for that to get that convention of taxes. You know, Ronaldo got from Juventus.
I think so, yeah.
Which I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm just speculating here. The 3 years, 3 years, 70 million, 210 million. Messi is not a problem of money. I think you get that money back because sponsorship are different. You get different type of traction.
Negotiate as a club different sponsorship deals now because you have Messi. You can't give me like Emirates if they give you 15 million a year. Now they have to give you 40 or 50 because you have a big star playing. Everyone is watching that game because of Messi.
Yeah, and so social medias are so important.
Yes.
200 million followers. Messi, if he puts his shirt, AC Milan shirt, and he puts a picture of him training at Milanello, that is, for sponsorship, is insane. That you can ask the sponsors every time Messi puts the AC Milan shirt on training, you can ask them 20 million every post.
Yeah.
You can divide it with Messi 50-50. And you make with the, I don't know, 10 posts on Instagram a year, you make 100 million. Easily. Puma and Fly Emirates is going to give you that money for each post on Instagram because 200 million people are watching that post. That's why they signed Ibrahimovic straight away, 7 million and a half. Straight away. 50 million.
Like this is unrealistic, guys, because we couldn't even afford Donnarumma for 12 or Hakan for 4.5. But still, if we, I think Elliot has the money, so that's the thing. Like Elliot has the money. It depends on.
Donnarumma. I saw Donnarumma has like 100,000 followers on Twitter. He has like 1 million on Instagram. That is not even marketing.
He's not making you that bucks back.
He cannot make money.
He's not. So if you're spending that salary, yes, spend more. Go for Messi. You're winning big bucks back. Whatever you get. The thing is, you're not losing. Either way. Like even if you give him 40 million a salary a year, you're gonna make more out of the sales and the sponsorships. So at the end of it, like Ronaldo was sold for 100 million to Juve. He bought back the 100 million in a month after he was sold, just by the number of jerseys sold by Juve.
Yeah.
So they make back all the money they spent on Ronaldo a month later. So either way, like you're not really losing that much unless you're not willing to invest in any other position and you only bring in Messi to play with the rest of the team and we don't have no bench and no rotation. I don't think he will accept to come because
Messi's gonna stay at Barcelona.
It depends now on Barca because Barca they have so many inner problems when it comes to economics and the choices of the management, and even now it depends on the player. Maybe he wants a different experience, and he was so certain about leaving not last year but years ago. He wanted to leave Barca because he thought his experience there was over. He gave everything to that club. Aguero, yeah. I mean, only you don't know. Like players change their mind. He might surprise you. Like
maybe he called Aguero so he can rent his house to Aguero when he leaves.
You don't know, like players
Yeah.
actually go to a
I'm
team.
kidding. I'm kidding, guys. But it can be. The fact is that there is one thing about behind Messi that I think is gonna stay to Barcelona, and is the fact that if Messi leaves from Barcelona, no one is gonna watch La Liga.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No one outside Spain is gonna watch La Liga.
I mean, let's start.
Basically, La Liga as a federation is giving the money to Barcelona or is loaning the money to Barcelona, and it's telling them keep Messi because without Messi, no one is really gonna tune and watch La Liga outside Spain. And that is important.
I mean,
But
if
you're right.
there is no rumors so far, so I don't know. But some rumors said that Milan is targeting a big name this summer, so it depends.
Salary cap, I don't believe in that. I think AC Milan doesn't have a salary cap. They are just making sure they get the best out of the deals they want to do. So at the end, Kessie is going to get his money. Calabria is going to get his money. But players that are not 100%, are replaceable, they are not going to get the money they ask. And no one is going to leave for free anymore, like Donnarumma or Akan. Maybe how it's called Romagnoli. We can find a solution with him. Hopefully, we get someone from big club, and hopefully the guy go and plays for a big club because I truly believe he's a good player. He's a good player. He can handle.
Well, actually, he's a free agent, so there is no financial fair play. He's coming for free. You're not. There is no lost profit here, because normally financial fair play comes in is when you need to make more money out of your sales than your signings, or you win trophy instead of selling. That's how you make the money balance. But here, as a free agent, you can sign him for whatever.
Yeah, I think just to repeat a bit, I think James is a great deal, quite cheap. The guy is not going to earn crazy money. He has the talent, the experience. He's a big game player. He's not totally fit, as we'd say before. He gets injured a few times a season. But the Serie A is a different game from the Premier League. You get the pace is different. And I think it's perfect. It's perfect because we have other players in that position who can actually come in instead of him. And they have quality players. Going back to Barcelona, Griezmann, I think is impossible. Griezmann is impossible for us.
Griezmann is the next. He's old and
he's 28. He earns 20 million, 15 million.
And he just spoke in the Euros. He said that after Barcelona, he wants to go to the MLS, and he gave a big speech about that he loves American culture, basketball, and that he wants to go there and live there. So even though I don't even want him in Milan, to be honest with you, I don't think that's the player we need. I think he feels like the role. He does not elevate the team, but he will fill a position in the team.
Going back to Ziyech, we really believe that both of them can happen, and I really believe, Ziyech can come if he really wants to be to AC Milan. Are we gonna close the live?
I think it's over about everything.
We wanna add anything else? Let me see if there is any question.
Yeah, so Romagnoli must be out. I have to add only one comment about that. I just want Romagnoli to either sign this summer, so he will sign an extension of the deal, or he must be sold. I don't want him to stay with 6 months left on his contract. That's my take on it, especially if he has Raiola as an agent. So he makes up. If he wants to stay in Milan, you go sign the contract. If you don't want to stay, then we sell you, and that's the story over.
I think Romagnoli is gonna find another club, which is not AC Milan. I don't think the guy is staying. I don't think he wants to stay in the bench and see Tomori play.
I think he wants playing time, and we are not willing to offer him both. We told him that Tomori here are now the new central backs. You need to fight for that position, and he wants more money. And it's not only an extension of 2 million; it's 2.5 million plus the bonuses. So I don't think Milan is going to take that road. I'm not sure how old is he now.
He's 27, 27, 28.
Well, I think we should sell him if we get some good price. Or include him maybe in the Ziyech deal, or with Chelsea. We're trying to get some players from there. They wanted Romagnoli years back, and they came for him many times over. So it's either him or Barca. They wanted Romagnoli as well. So many rumors came over the years about these two clubs coming to Romagnoli. So for me, it's either we sell him this season or he resigns. If he resigns, I'm okay with that. We have a good defender on the squad, and he can be our captain. He can play. He can play big games too. But I hope to see him develop his level again. But if he's not willing to sign and he wants to play the game, oh, let me get back to my level and then we discuss the contract. No, we discuss the contract now when you have 1 year left, and that's how all teams do it.
Yeah, no. Well, you sign now, or your agent find a solution.
Or you're gonna say, if you don't find a solution, you don't want to sign the bench.
Yeah, he's gonna stay in the bench. He's gonna train with the youth, and that's it. End of the story.
Yeah. So no World Cup for you.
Yeah, not Champions League. No, you're gonna lose your being fit. You're not gonna play for basically a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna find a solution, and yeah, hopefully. Oh, some love here. Anyway, thank you guys. We love you as well. Oh, thank you. Some people are following and say, "Yeah, thanks to us." Well, I'm gonna call the federation and tell them.
Thanks a lot.
So we get at least something, even a case of Peroni or something like that. But thank you guys. Serie A, I want to say something to the Premier League and English supporter. Follow the Serie A, because I see you guys have you need a bit of football knowledge. You guys have a lot of great football culture, but you need a bit to see what's going on outside the Premier League to understand a bit. Because football is just the type.
Football is like an art. They look at football the way they look at art. They have to think about the tactics and the roles. They created names for the roles: trequista, regista.
Yeah.
I mean, that comes from years of culture in football, and Italians have been known for being the school of football. When it comes to actually schooling people in football, telling them what to do and not what to do, Italy comes first with Germany, I believe. So for the British fans, I just don't want them to be too hyped. I think they have a chance at the Euros, but just keep the expectations low. Just in case things don't go the right way, which happens a lot in football. And I think they have a good team. They have good players, and but the coach is scared. But that sometimes can be beneficial when the coach is too scared.
Yeah, no, because sometimes you need just to win.
Like Tuchel, the way he played the rest of the Champions League, waiting on the back, counter-attack. And he won the trophy that way. And it's not only him. If you look even at Di Matteo with Chelsea, very secure play, slow pace, we only counter, and we score from set pieces. They can actually win it that way, but it comes down to the players and their mental strength.
And it's a life lesson as well. You have to understand your limits. I think these managers, they're actually playing this way, and even the English manager is playing in that way. He understands the limits the England as a team has. I don't think defensively England is a great team, so that's why he's really cautious at waiting and playing defensive, so he can actually explode the incredible talent he has in front. But not everyone can play, and I think Sterling should play now. I changed my mind about Sterling for a reason. The guy grew up in Wembley, man. His whole life dream was to play a final with England in that stadium. So he's believing in more than everyone. He's dreaming.
I think he's actually pushing that team. He's the one who's leading them. It's not Harry Kane. It's not the other players. He's the star of that team. He has most of the responsibilities and pushing that team forward. So I'm just happy to see him play well on big games and have these big moments, because I think as a player, he deserves them. I think he's very talented, and I'm just happy to see him flourish.
That's great. People from Ghana,
from Africa,
France and Nigeria. That's insane. All around the world, man. I didn't know there is so many AC Milan
That's
supporters.
the thing.
all around the world.
We're trying to get them back to the community. We need, because so many people disconnected from Milan because of the banter era, and
Yeah, true.
which is very understandable. If you go from Kaka to Cerci,
Oh man, it's
that-
crazy.
that's gonna hurt, stink a lot.
That's
But
a trauma, man.
guys, always remember, a story of a club is not defined by 10 or 12 years. We have 120 years of success and glory. So 10 years mean nothing compared to that. So they can call it whatever they want. I still watched my captain raise 3 UCL trophies, and some others are still waiting for another 50 years or another 26 years to see that happen.
So India as well, guys. AC Milan in the beginning was a cricket and a football club.
Yeah.
The English guy Kipling, he just started his club with playing cricket and football. He realized Italians don't give a shit about cricket, so he just focused on the football side. But thank you for following from India. And Manchester, guys, that's big stuff.
A lot of English.
Iran, that's good. All the world. Please follow the channel, guys. Like the video or the live, whatever this thing is
You
called.
can share that as well, guys, on the social media with your friends or other fellow Milanistas. We'd be happy to have them as well join us on the channel and share their thoughts with us.
Yeah, guys, just send a click to a friend that actually follows football on your social media and say, follow these guys, and they talk about football. And yeah, just Forza Milan, guys. London, I'm in London.
I used to be in London, so
So, guys, if we go to normal life and AC Milan plays against Chelsea in Champions League group, we need to create a buy ticket and go there.
A bar event where you go watch the game somewhere. I think there must be like a London Milan club there.
Yeah, there is one. I think I was going to some games. There is a pub. I think they go. I was going to some games, but oh man, the level was so shit about AC Milan, not the people. People were good. The AC Milan was playing so well. I actually watched that game. We lost 5-0 against Atalanta.
Oh man, I remember that game, bro.
Oh my god, I was asking my friend, who is this guy playing? Who is this name? Is he Rebic good? Oh, it's shit, he was saying. Not that time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
What is this? Before the Premier League was established, Serie A was the best league. Every team had a star in the starting 11. That's true. I remember, man, in 90s and beginning of 2000, I think 2010.
80s, late 80s. I'd
Yeah.
say even Milan, Juve, Inter were good.
Oh, Libya as well. Thank you, guys. And not easy to find a Milan fan.
Well, that's why we
these
do
days.
that. We can find you. We want to make this community grow together. I know that the best thing I love about the Milan fans is that they stuck with this team throughout the shit show. They never gave up, and for that we are heroes of this club, because many other fans would have changed the club by this time.
Yeah, man.
We never surrendered. We even finished 10th on the Serie A, and people were still going to the stadium and filling those stands. So, guys, just want to say the Milan family and the Milan history, when it comes to fans, is a great one. And we have the oldest ultra in the world. They brought so much to the game and to the culture to the game. So we should be proud of that as well, as fans, not only as the club and players.
People from Senegal, that's insane, man. I mean, we had one of the best African players going back to George Weah, man. What a player. And his red Diadora.
Liberia.
I remember his red Diadora, man, on the Stickers album, running. And I was a kid, and I used to love George Weah. He was my favorite player.
Weah is when he won the Ballon d'Or, he actually called up Wenger to come receive the trophy instead of Weah. He actually asked Wenger to join him because he told them, this guy actually found me in Africa and he brought me to France and gave me this to become the best player in the world. And if I can offer him the Ballon d'Or, I would give it to him. And that's live on when he got the trophy. That's big class kind of act.
From Asia, oh man, tell us exactly which part. Asia is such a big thing, man.
Yeah.
Saying Asia is like saying half of the planet. But yeah,
wasn't Tomori born in Canada?
Yeah, in Canada. So the guy is from was started. He was born in Canada, so he's a Canadian. So I don't know which city. I think it's Toronto or
Yeah, I think
uh,
Alberta, Calgary.
Alberta. No, not far from Toronto. I think.
Yeah, yeah, very
Yeah.
close to the U.S. borders as well.
Yeah, man. Canada. I want to see. Basically, I want the channel before the Champions League starts at least 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
And I want during the chat 60, 70 people asking us questions, and I don't even have any clue how to answer the question. And yeah, hopefully we're gonna get big. Oh, Hong Kong, man! People in Hong Kong, Calgary. Calgary used to live in Calgary.
it is.
Great. How's life in Hong Kong? How you managed to watch football during the night? I think you watch football.
Yeah, I think they have 7 hour difference or
Wow,
six.
not easy. You are a proper hardcore supporter, man.
When I was in the US, it was very hard for me to follow the games. Like sometimes you have to wake up at different times during the day just to watch a shitty game, and we didn't have the best of teams. So I used to wake up to watch Bertolacci.
Oh man, never gonna do something like that, man.
You,
I
you, and
didn't do it actually
you're
because
so roughened up and so angry, you don't want to sleep anymore.
I got so upset when my dad told me, "Oh, we bought Bertolazzi for 25 million." I was shocked.
Yeah,
I actually was shocked. I was like, because I completely missed all the thing that the fact a Chinese owner came in and Galliani wasn't working for him anymore. So in my brain, I still was thinking the choices are made by Galliani, but no, these people are buying 25 million Bertolacci. That is madness.
that's what I told you, Laird. If you recall, like the Fassone Mirabelli, their spending was so awful.
Man, fucking hell, that was
The
horrible.
way they spend, they could have just bought Messi for 200. I don't give it. Just don't buy Rodriguez and Bertolacci and all big league. I don't care about any of these players. Keep Montorivo, Bonaventura, and get the Messi, and they will be much better. But they
But
just tried to do so much, and they ended up with only one good signing, which is Kessie.
India, yeah, as well. People are crazy hours to watch. See, that's the important thing. When you give to you need to be a person from a football environment to actually be a sport director.
Yeah.
Because you already know people in the industry. These people, they didn't know anyone in the industry. So the guy from Genoa will say, "Oh, these are damn asses. So I'll sell them to Bertolacci for 25 million." They don't know. So man. Anyway, I live in London. I'm not from London. I was born in Albania, grew up in Italy. So long story, but anyway, I live in London. And what else? Ah, yeah, first time. It's not a common name, but it's a name. Believe me. Was very hard. Well, let's close it. This hopefully the bad times are finished, and we start new journey. Which if you go top four next season, I think the worst is gone.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's my only take. I want them to continue. I just don't want to have a setback for next season where we miss on Champions League or something like that. So if we finish again between first and fourth, I'll be happy with that for the second season. The season after, I want them to win something.
Yeah, the season after, that's a
But
different
next
game.
year, if Inter does shit, Juve is not well, and the other teams are not doing so well, and you have a run, I want them to make it properly this time. I don't want them to do the Mandzukic Mete kind of deal if they're missing something. If you have that potential to go grab the title, go full in.
Yeah, New Jersey, love you, man. You can call it soccer, but just you.
Yeah.
The other ones need to call it football.
I mean, you play with your foot. It only makes sense to call it football.
Yeah, but they have the biggest sport is football, so
It should not be called football.
It's a-
They only throw it once with their feet, and most of the game is only one pass forward. And I love the game, but it should not be called that.
yeah, we're gonna talk about important stuff, guys, before we close. About UEFA and the fact that they are not winning the war against the Super League. And I personally am against a closed league, but I'm against UEFA as well. So, So it makes me in the position that people are asking, what the fuck you want, Alex? But, well, I want things to stay the way they are, but not run by UEFA. I want an organization that actually run things that is in Europe, not in Switzerland, controlled with regulated, transparent, and 90% of the money goes to the clubs. Simple as that. Not there is a lot of politics. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about what is the solutions we think are the best. And yeah, our opinion. You guys come in the chat and ask us question, give your opinion, comment the video.
To give the guy like an understanding of what happened so far. So today, the Spanish courts the Spanish commercial courts rules against UEFA in case of over European Super League. They said that mostly every punishment or the imposement from the body of the UEFA to impose 100 million euros as penalties or fine on the breakaway clubs, it's going to be removed. They don't have the right to do that. And also, if they continue with these punishments and illegal risk-taking at these clubs, they might have also pressed charges against the UEFA, being the president of the UEFA and some of the high officials. Not only that, but also officials from the European Union if they try to intervene. So this is the actual state so far. We don't know in 2 weeks what will be the case, but I think for me, I would agree with Laird said, like, fairly speaking, that would be the best ideal scenario. But for me personally, I don't mind seeing an example of the Super League at least once and see what's the outcome of that. If it fails, and we have our answer. If it's success, then it's a success, and then we also have our answer. If it amounts to nowhere, we're still in the same situation, same bullshit, and same financial problems, then why do we have even the Super League? So for me, I just want to see what's a concrete example of the Super League will look like, who will direct it, will the clubs direct it themselves, or will they have another member, an outsider directing the Super League? What's the European Union telling on that? But when you look at the bucks behind the project, it only makes it more realistic for these clubs to go for it. And they have a contract binding for 23 years for having 400 millions inflow every year, and you can make more. That's the certainty you're getting. You're getting 400 million, but you can even make it to 800 per year if you know how to manage your deals and sponsorships and so on. So I don't know what will happen, to be honest with you, Laird. It depends on how the courts are sending, but as far as I've seen now, I saw this repetitively that the courts are standing with the Super League and not with the UEFA or the European Union. So that creates some kind of space and might reopen the discussions for these 12 clubs, because now they know they're safe.
No, it's some people are asking if we have to pay the penalty. So basically, AC Milan is a private company, technically, and no entity that is not the government or European Union can give them a penalty in money. And even the financial fair play is a way is a rule that forces you how to manage your private business, and that is a rule that it cannot be forced by a private company or an association that is in Switzerland. Is a rule that it can be imposed by the European Union or the domestic government, which is Italy or Spain or whatever. And the European Union is realizing that UEFA has that power to actually force a private business what to do with their money. And that is not right in Europe. You cannot do that in Europe. Just European Union or the government, which is Italy or whatever country is dealing that specific period, because you actually influence the economy of a country with those rules. You're forcing Juventus, Inter, Real Madrid, Barcelona not to grow because there is this stupid rule, which is the financial fair play. And it's imposed by an association, private company, whatever, UEFA, that is in Switzerland. So they are not forced to show their numbers to European Union or to the governments or Italy and stuff like that. So basically, they control the European football without paying the price, taxes, or actually being controlled and regulated by European Union. And it's something that is never gonna last longer. I think they create all this mess of the European League, the Super League, just to tell European Union, listen, we have a problem here. Football is a big business for Europe as a continent, and that business is controlled by UEFA, which is not paying any tax in Europe and is not following the rules the European Union is.
And they're not even transparent. We don't even know how much they make.
Exactly, they're not transparent, and they are actually bullying clubs to do.
I think it's fair that Perez mentioned this, that he knows how LeBron James is making at the Lakers, but he does not know how the president of UEFA is making every year, which is totally unbelievable. You should know that kind of information.
Exactly.
So Belotti, Berardi, so far, there is one rumor coming from, I'm not sure if it's a rumor or an actual saying, but it says that the president of Sassuolo said that they have offers outside of Italy and they did not start a conversation yet with Milan.
We close it with this comment. I want to say to AC Milan supporters, just think our number 10 is Brahim Diaz. Just think it in that way. He's the guy that actually is 21 and he's deciding to stay at AC Milan. He's going to sign the contract for AC Milan next year. So just think he's our number 10. And every player we're going to bring in is helping us to wait for Brahim Diaz to become the player he's supposed to be. So James is a provisory solution.
I like that idea.
And Ziyech as well is a right wing that he can play as a number 10. But just think it in this way. Every player that comes at AC Milan, a loan or acquisition or whatever, has to be a quality player that knows how to treat the ball and brings the level up. That's it. Forza Milan. Thank you for following us.
Forza Milan, everyone. Take care. Thank you.
That's it. Have a great day or great night, whatever you are in the world. Forza Milan.
Forza Milan.